It's rice harvesting time. Today I've caught different parts of the process of harvesting the rice. The fields are dry now. They've been dried off for about 2 weeks, which means they've stopped the water flowing in through the channels, left to dry to go yellow from that really cool subtle green to golden yellow, which means no water as far as plants go. And hang on, I've spent today getting around and catching each process. A lot of the machinery working here, which will be of interest to some people. The bagging of the rice, how they do that. The drying of the rice on the pathways. So you can see here that this pathway, I explained that, and how everybody pitches in and helps. So I think it's a community affair as much as it is a family affair. Because I don't know what interests, fiscal interests they have in the rice, but they certainly get the job done, and they get it done quick as well. I'll just show you these two machines coming up here, and then we'll get into it. I won't edit it too much. There's probably 40 or 50 minutes, and I'll just put the lot up to show. Sweet.
Rồi tới đúng bờ giò ca đó. Bê hết bỏ máy bồ này chứ.
So what we have here is the rice being laid out in the sun for drying. Okay, so this is the all of the rice here again that's being dried on the path, and you can see the machine up here that's harvesting it, so we'll go along and have a look at that. We'll try to give you an idea of the process of harvesting rice after the fields have been dried off. The water was turned off here in the fields about 2 weeks ago for them to dry out and the water level go down, and the weather's the past week has heated up the temperature, so the rice is drying out ready for harvesting. And you see the motorbike there. People walk along and ride along on top of the rice on these tarpaulins. On the concrete pathways. Now these pathways are communal, so they're transport pathways and access pathways, and as you can see here, at least 2 times a year they're used for drying the rice, where they put these orange tarpaulins down. Now there's a field there that 2 days ago was harvested. Now it's not easy holding the phone here. Check that out, that's pretty cool. The rice he has, and another machine is following in behind him. Here he comes again. Now this guy's cutting it higher than the other machine. So we've got the boom out there. The boom's out, and that's just feeding all the grain for them to bag up. So we're gonna unload again here now. I'm trying to prop up the camera so I can watch all of this, but or even give them a hand. It'd be cool to get in there. So the boom's over, the chute's down, and it's a quick backing up and back into the field again. You can see how quick it is. Overview again of the whole process. So you can see these rice fields surrounded by residential all around. Now, Auntie here is going to go along the edges of the field with her knife and her little hand sickle. She's going to cut all of the rice that wasn't picked up by the machine. Put it in a bag and that'll be processed as well. So absolutely nothing is wasted. And in fact, we see her walking up the rows here and picking up odd bundles of rice that haven't been picked up. So you can see what's happening there. Okay, because along where she's walking there's another water canal. You can't see it, but that's the slightly green versus the yellow rice and grass you can see there. Granny with her walking stick, she's in on the action. She would have been doing that 50 years ago as a young girl. So they've all got a job to do. And they do what they can manage. And I can tell you one thing I've seen in this country with the woman working is they all do a bit more than what they can manage. They put that effort in. It's to be respected, actually. Everything else aside. On all levels, I see the woman work in this country, and I've got to take my hat off to them, I really do. No, complain, they don't complain. Once one starts to have a conversation, they say they work hard, but there's no excuses involved in it. I know of a few, a little bit more what's behind it, but I've never heard any complaining or excuses. They know they've got it hard. They know they've got it hard, and they get on with it, and that's life. And it's not, in my opinion, it's not one country versus another. That's just the way it is here. That's the level. That's the reality. So what? So they're all getting ready there, and they're backing up now. So what we have here is straw bales. So they're baling up the rice, the stalks, what's left over after the harvesting from what's cut with the machine, and made bales to feed the cows. That's pretty cool. Now you can't have a harvesting without a fire. I'm right across I'm a half a kilometre away from where the first half of this film is, to where they're having a burn off. And it doesn't look as though it's been sitting here too many days either, maybe 2 or 3 days old to dry off this fire. So let's have another look. It's fairly random what gets burnt. I'm not sure. I guess they'll have several goes at it, won't they? What's dry will burn, and what's not dry won't burn. Swoop around there, there's the bike. Along the waterways that designate the fields, the plots in the field, obviously grass grows because of the water. And this buffalo there is being led into eating the grass. And you can see this here. This normally would be full when they're feeding the fields. That would be full of water. I've seen it full of water. Now it's much lower than ground, above ground level here, because obviously these fields are drying out, and they're draining into this. Here are the canals that transport the water. Aqueducts, aren't they? They're aqueducts or viaducts. No, what's a viaduct? Something you drive over. This is aqueducts, and you can see how dry they are. Turn off the flow of the water. I've just seen some. Okay, I've just seen some an old signpost here. Look at this. What's it say? 1.1 kilometers. Bar Temple. What do these say up here? Now I know a lot of people that would, see if I can zoom in a bit more, that would like to have this signpost, including myself, you know, as a comment out, an objective comment, hung up, you know, outside on your property somewhere. It'd be pretty neat. There it is there, there's the sign there. I mean, it's pointing in, it's obviously, the directions it's pointing weren't original ones. A couple more buffalo there. probably be eating those in a month or two. So there's the gate there that lets water in and out. These for up these waterways, these channels that feed the fields. Now the issue with these burn-offs being so close to the houses here is that you can see the houses all fill up with smoke, and where I am, it's coming in. That makes for a pretty cool picture. Give time for all the lizards to run away. Be breathing this shit, that's for sure. As people in their houses have to, which I'll show you. Yeah, so there's all the smoke. There you go, just another short one on the process of harvesting the rice. Cool.